For Asia. Wow. So much love in this film and this gorgeous, lovely family. I mean, what they were doing, I think that, and being so candid in the way that they did it. I loved that. The great photos and how the filmmakers incorporated them. The interviews and stuff really gave you an in-depth look on Charlene's life and her impact on the family. And I just think that this was a great film.
I really liked For Asia. I think I see a lot of parallels between that and my family in some ways of like the desire to tell our stories to the next generation, especially for the people that didn't meet them. Also, tragedy not being talked about in the family and that creating a weird vibe. I did when she was like she died when they were young or whatever, and then like nobody really talks about it. I felt that. I was like, oh, that's too real, especially with us, So yeah, I definitely relate to that. Also, just because like it reminds me of my mom when she's like, because she's talking about oh there's hardly any pictures of her because she was always the one taking the pictures. That's my mom for sure. Like we have pictures of my mom, but I'm just saying she's always like we got to take pictures, we got to remember, we got to preserve, we got to tell the history. It's like even when I was little, like my mom would be like would tell us stories of people that I never even met or whatever that, or grandpa would tell us stories of people that just so we can keep the memory alive. So. I definitely identify with that, especially in our community part of the film. I thought this was a really beautiful reflection of that. So shout out to Asia. Great job.
For Alicia, this is a real tender and heartfelt tribute. I felt the love and the intention behind it from the very first frame. A niece wanting to keep the memory of her aunt alive by encouraging her family to open up, to talk, and to process her death. What I really appreciated is how the film doesn't try to overcomplicate anything. It's simple, but the simplicity is exactly what makes it effective. The mix of interviews and family footage is beautifully handled. It creates this soft, emotional rhythm that feels very genuine, never forced, and definitely heartfelt. It's ultimately a portrait of collective grief, but also of connection. You sense how deeply this loss affected everyone and how the act of remembering becomes its own quiet kind of healing. So, which I guess was the intention of this niece. So yeah, it's sweet, it's honest, and it really resonates. So what else can you ask for?